think they got, there we go. Page number 10. Number 10. I have decided to follow Jesus. I've decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. Though no one join me, still I will follow. Though no one join me, still I will follow. Though no one join me, still I will follow. No turning back, no turning back. The world behind me, the cross before me. The world behind me, the cross before me. The world behind me, the cross before me. No turning back, no turning back.
Amen. Well, good morning. Good to have you here today. Praise the Lord. Brother Bubba sent me a message this morning. Said it's raining outside. First day of the revival meeting. I said I take that as a sign. Amen. I told him I hope we don't get any blessings in the basement because we've been getting water in there and we didn't. So I count that as a real blessing. Amen. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Father, we need revival now. Father, I think of that. It isn't that I don't know where people's lives are as far as sin, but our joy to be restored, that all those things that come with real revival. And I just pray that you'd do that for us this week. Nehemiah asked to have his hands strengthened. And I pray that you'd strengthen my hands, Lord. And I pray you bless the meeting. I pray for Brother Adams in the Sunday school hour, that you'd give him the words to say. I pray that each and every one of us would think that every message is just to us. I pray we don't pass it on to somebody else. There's no sense in judging everybody else because we're all going to stand before the judgment seat of Christ. So God help us. I pray you'd really revive our hearts and get us back to that wonderful place when we were young Christians and on fire for you and full of joy. God, again, I pray for the whole entire morning, but especially this Sunday school. I ask it in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Okay, let's remain standing and turn over to page 305. Number 305. Praise him, praise him. Praise him, Jesus our blessed Redeemer. Sing, O earth, his wonderful love proclaim. Hail him, highest archangels in glory. Strength and honor give to his holy name. Sound his shepherd, Jesus will guard his children. In his arms he carries them all day long. Praise him, Jesus is excellent greatness. Praise him, ever in joyful song. Praise him, Jesus our blessed Redeemer. For our sins he suffered and bled and died. He our rock, our hope of eternal salvation. Hail him, Jesus the crucified. Sound his praises, Jesus who bore our sorrows. Love unbounded, wonderful, deep and strong. Praise him, tell of his excellent greatness. Praise him, ever in joyful song. Praise him, Jesus our blessed Redeemer. Heavenly portals loud with hosannas ring. He's a Savior, reigneth forever and ever. Crown him, prophets and priest and king. Christ is coming over the world victorious. Power and glory unto the Lord belong. Praise him, tell of his excellent greatness. Praise him, ever in joyful song.
Amen. We get our ushers up here. We'll receive an offering this morning. And I'll tell you what we'll do this morning is everything that comes in, we'll put that towards Brother Fred Adams. And he's going to be doing Sunday school, and they're going to be singing throughout the day. And it was a blessed surprise. They're in town, and he said, would you like me to sing this morning? I said, sure, amen. And they're going to be singing this morning and this evening. He'll be doing Sunday school as well. So he is the head of the Deaf College, and he's done a great work for deaf ministries all around the country. Amen. Amen. Brother Super, you're going to pray for the offering.
Father, as we come before your throne of grace, Father, we come boldly, ask of you that your word penetrates our hearts, Father. As the pastors alluded to this morning, it is time for revival. And it starts in each of our hearts, Father.
Yes.
I look at my neighbor, look in my eyes, and look at myself. So, Father, I thank you that we have the opportunity to come and hear your word. Hear this preaching this morning. We look forward to what your word has to say to us. And Father, we also have an opportunity now to give back part of which you have trusted to us. Let us do so cheerfully. And that's all this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. You may be seated. Well, Brother Adams, why don't you come on up and teach? Amen. Teach, preach, whatever. I even got you a fresh water.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amen. Good morning. Open your Bible to Psalm 32. Psalm 32. I'm telling you, God is good. Amen. Yeah, all the time. Amen. Yeah. I just got back from New Mexico, El Paso Deaf Camp in New Mexico. And I had 75 campers. And so we have 8 deaf saved. Amen. It was good. And then 2 weeks ago, I was in New Jersey, and they're having a Deaf Baptist Fellowship in America. I'm the president, and Deaf Baptist Fellowship in America, all over the deaf ministry, deaf church in the U.S. We all gather together and having a conference for the deaf. We have over 400 deaf people all get together, and we had about 12 preachers preached that week, and it was a good meeting. And good, we have 5 deaf surrounding to preach. And so last year, and we're so exciting because there's 3 new deaf churches. In New Testament church, New Testament. And so I remember when I was just young, we only had 5 deaf churches in America. And so in the past 5 years, we have 15. 10 out of 15, we started deaf church. Amen. And And now, so far, a total of over 20 deaf churches in America. I'm talking about independent, fundamental, Baptist, King James, New Testament church, believing rapture. And so God is good. That's why we have school for, Bible college. I believe local church ought to train young men. Not the college. Not the college. That's my belief. That's biblical. New Testament ought to start New Testament. Birth. That's what I believe. You said, Brother Fred, why do you have college? Well, that's a good question. The reason is, if we have a deaf man here who wants to learn the Bible, the Word of God, and most 99.9% pastors don't know sign language. Yeah. How in the world pastor teach the deaf if pastor don't know sign language? That's the problem. And that's why we have a Bible college. And so you come and learn. During the summer, I put them back to your local church where you ought to belong, help the church. Amen. And so when they graduate, we have 4 ladies graduate, they're gone. I don't permit them to stay. Go back to church and build that work. Amen. So God been good. Amen. We need revival. Amen. We do need revival. Okay. I want to book of Psalm chapter 32. Where's the clock? I don't see no clock. Why is it over here? Yeah. You ought to be here. Yeah. If I look, I become Peter Stalk. Anyway. Okay. Now you laugh. I know Brother Adam Wells say hello. Amen. I know he come here every year, conference, and he really enjoy it. And I appreciate Brother Adam. And without the fellowship track, he wouldn't be here. I don't know if you hear the story. He's the manager of Bob Evans. How many of you like Bob Evans? Good place to eat. But I don't know about his cooking. But anyway, Adam Wells working at Bob Evans, and Ralph, and another deaf in our church, our pastor here in Macon, they go and Bob Evans, and then he met them. He don't know sign language. He don't know nothing. And Ralph give him a track. And we have our church name on it. And then about a week later, I got a letter from him. And can hearing people go to a deaf church? I laugh. And I said, of course. So I decided to go visit him at home. He lived east, south, way down, about 40-minute drive. So I went visit him. He was not home, but his mother answered the door. And I said, Adam Wells there? He said, no. And he was shocked. Who I am? I'm a pastor. And so let him know I'm there. And he said, he's welcome to come out church. And so, Adam found out I visit. He was shocked. Pastor visit? I said, yeah, pastor visit. And most pastors don't visit. Well, they're not independent. And so they started Adam come to our church and fall in love with us and got baptized and joined church and surrendered to serve the Lord and helping the deaf people in America. So God been good through track. Little paper. Boom. So, anyway, so I have to look at the clock. So you know I'm looking at the clock. It's Psalm 32. And I want to teach you, I'm not going to preach. This is Sunday school. And I want to teach you what Psalm 32 talking about invitation. Invitation. We need, only way we can have revival if everybody comes. The altar. Invitation. It's important. And invitation is not for the lost people. Lost people need to get saved out there. Out knocking doors. Not in church, outdoors. And invitation for the people who Christian have good relationship with the Lord. Invitation is the best time to pray is because nothing will hinder us. Two or more can pray together. God will hear. God's not deaf. He will hear when you bow your knees and pray. Now, at home, we're busy. Lunchtime, I'm hungry. When we don't pray too long now. We just, Father, bless the food. Amen. Blah, 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 blah. Dinner time. Our Father, thank you for the food. Blah, 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 blah. When you go to bed, we have spiritual, go to bed. How about the baloney? You go to bed, Father, we thank you. We're busy. Come on, be honest with me. Yeah. We're so busy home. But we're not busy here. Right. Nope. We have time. Amen. We have time to come and pray and meditate on the Lord. And build a relationship with the Lord. Amen. Wednesday night, we have Bible study on Thursday. We're more spiritual. Anyway, we can bear one more day. Anyway, we have Thursday night Bible study. Our people, we have invitation to come. Need to have invitation. Why? One time a week, not enough. Yeah. We need more time to pray and talk with the Lord. Between you and the Lord. Amen? Yeah, all right. Psalm 32. Let's read verse 1. Blessed is he whose translation is forgive, whose sin is covered. What a blessing, your sin is covered. Yeah. You ask the Lord to forgive. It's finished. It's forgive. It's covered through his blood. All right? Verse 2. Blessed is the man into whom the Lord imput not equity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silent, my bone waxed old through my woe all the day long. For day and night the hand was heavy upon me. Now, the Bible talking about when I kept silent, my bone waxed old through my woe all the day long. What in the world are they talking about? They're talking about the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit convict your heart. If you and I, you ought to thank God we had conviction. Amen. When you have conviction, you know you're saved. Amen. The thing you do wrong, you have conviction. Prove you're saved. Amen. Don't touch sin. Amen. It's silent. If God spoke in your heart, is that your wife? I want to make sure it's awful close. and God speaks in your heart, it's silent. The wife don't know. Yeah. It's between you and God. And the Bible said in verse, it was my bone waxed old. You know, chalkboard. Waxed old. It's like a wool line. I mean, heavy. It's silent, but heavy. Powerful. Very powerful. Conviction. Getting heavier day and night. That's why we need revival. We need conviction. We're not perfect. But we have a perfect Savior. If you have conviction, what we do? What we do? Look in verse 5. Thanks for the water. I'm thirsty, but my hand, I need another water in my hand. Huh? He's supposed to laugh. Verse 5 said, I acknowledge my sin unto thee, and my iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgression unto the Lord, and forgive the iniquity of my sin, Selah. Now, I acknowledge, if the Holy Spirit convict my heart, I get heavier like a roll line. It getting heavier, conviction. I acknowledge I know I did wrong. Amen. Not you, I. That's the problem. We have an I problem. We look at people. Yeah, you're not. Yeah. No. One finger you, three fingers me. Amen. Me. I acknowledge I did wrong. It's between me and the Lord. It's between you and the Lord. Amen? Amen. What do you do? Come, Mo. Wonderful word. Yeah. Bow your knee. Amen. Me did wrong. I confess. Forgive me. That's the action. We need action. He is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. Our problem is I surrender to all, Lord. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Oh, to thee. That's not action. That's not show confess. Not show you're humble. Amen. Humble yourself and pray and seek God's faith. Amen. And turn the wicked way. Humble yourself. Bow our knees. Humble. I'm nothing. I'm a filthy rag. Amen. I need Jesus. We need to show action. Bow your knee. Confess to the Lord. And I will confess my transgression unto the Lord. Thou forgive the iniquity of my sin. The word Selah, it means, think about that. You're sin. Think about that. That's what it means. The deaf word means, woo! Amen. Woo! Praise God. Amen. Praise my sin of forgive. Selah. Praising God. My sin of forgive. It's gone. My sin in the toilet. Wherever they go, I don't know. it's gone. Go east to the west, further than the seas. He will never remember your sin no more. Wow. D-Law. Amen back there? Hey, he stopped right there. He not stopped right there. Look in that book. But that. For this shall everyone, oh, wait a minute. My Bible, I use King James. Amen. My Bible said everyone. Is your Bible said everyone? Amen. Huh? Yeah. Is your Bible said everyone? Amen. Hey, I didn't say that. The Bible said. Amen. Amen? Amen. You listen what the Bible said. Don't listen to me. Listen what the Bible said. Everyone, what? That is godly prayer. Everyone here in this room, you ought to come to the altar and bow and godly prayer. Amen. Everyone. I thank God for the camp in Pastor Creek. I camp. It seemed like a revival camp. And when we have invitation, I was shocked. Everyone come to the altar. They have to come on the stage and pray. That's what's biblical. Everyone, godly prayer. How many of you here this morning want to become a godly prayer? Amen. Come on, if everyone wants godly prayer, amen. Come. Yeah. That's what revival for. Yeah. If you come, maybe lost people will follow. Amen. And get saved. Amen. Lost people won't stand alone. I want to join with them. So they can get saved and join your prayer. Come on. Every service is open. We are to be an altar. Amen. Pray. Why are you here? Amen. Why are you here? Oh, I'm going to come to church, worship God. No, without invitation, it's not worship. You come and hear God's word, come to the altar and speak out to God. Amen. God speaks to your heart, speak out to God. Amen. Yeah. Amen. If you and I pray, get a habit of prayer, and look at verse 7. Thou art a hidden place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. And they'll come back to me about the song of deliverance. Selah. Preserve me from trouble. If you and I come, we habit, pray, God will protect you and me. He will preserve you and me. The problem is that today we don't pray enough, and the problem comes, we need to pray. Too late. Too late. We ought to pray now before problem comes. God will protect you and me. How many of you believe that Jesus is coming soon? Amen. You better pray now. Get your heart right. Before the rapture. We need to get our heart right so more people get saved. Amen. Before the rapture. We got a lot of work to do. Amen. Amen. In verse 8. In verse 8. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with my eye. I'm hot. I don't know why you're cold. I'm hot. Yeah. I will teach thee and in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with my eye. Now, invitation and get your heart right. And we need a guiding prayer. And God will protect us. And God will guide you. God will teach you and guide you where you ought to go. I had one deaf man come to church and call the priest. I said, you're not ready. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. No, you're not. You need your heart right first. Humble yourself. You need to pray. The altar, get your knees and pray. Make sure God's calling. 32 years ago, I was preaching in Cincinnati and at Landmark Baptist Church. And I'm sorry to hear that today, but pray for them. Landmark Baptist Church. They have a deaf revival. And I was up in North 71, past 275. I'm heading home. I live in Canton, Ohio. Canton, Ohio. I'm heading up to my home. And finally, Holy Spirit convinced me. And speaking my heart, you need to become pastor in Cincinnati. I'm acting deaf. And God speak me heart again. I want you pastor. And I want you to start Bible college. I pull over on the thigh, I-71, close to Keys Island. To what, Lord? And I want you, pastor, here in Cincinnati. I've been praying. You want me to start Bible college? It makes sense, so we can see more deaf churches in America. In my mind, I knew my wife, Sherry, she won't move. We have a nice home in Canton, Ohio. We have her family in Canton, Ohio, and very close family. And I said, yeah, Lord, if you really God's will, you have to talk with my wife, my hat ball. Because I don't want to argue with my wife. Women always win. I don't know why. Am I right? Women always win. Amen. I don't understand that. Anyway, you have to talk with my wife. If my wife says yes, we'll move. So the next day, I talked to my wife. I said, God is calling me to move in Cincinnati and be a pastor. I used to be evangelist. And God called me pastor, starting a deaf church. You know what my wife said? Okay. No. she's deaf. You have to explain clear. I told her, sweetheart, we have to sell our home and move to Cincinnati and buy a smaller house because Canton, Cincinnati, the prices are different. Bigger house in Canton, you have to buy a smaller house because it make it even. And you have to buy a smaller house in Cincinnati. You understand that? Okay, we'll move. My wife said, okay, we'll move. No problem. No, we have to move. I'd be pastor, tithe, offering, deaf. People don't give much. So we're going to be poor. You understand that? My wife said, fine, move. I give up. Okay. You won, Lord. And I didn't know the Lord speaking to my wife a month ago, before a month ago, to move. That's why she's ready to move. To see how God works together. So important. The Holy Spirit convict your heart. Why don't we come and speak to God here, Lord? What do you want me to do? He will teach you and guide you off to go. Amen. And I went down through Tennessee. 20 years pastor in Ohio. And I went through Tennessee, Knoxville. God spoke in my heart again. I want you pastor. And move the college there. I argue with him. That's okay. I told my wife, she said, okay. So we moved in Tennessee. Amen. God been good. Amen. God never failed me. I failed him many times, but he never failed me once. He always takes care of us if we obey him. Amen? Amen. Okay, now verse 9, 10 talk about feel sorry for the devil and the law. Feel sorry. Don't worry about yourself. God will take care of us. Yes, we have problems, but we're not sorry. God been good. All right? In verse 9, talk about the horse, mule, control. Yeah. And we need to give our life to Jesus. Be easy. Amen. Mean sorrow in the wicked. In verse 10. We've been blessed. We've been blessed. Amen. And sorrow in the witness. They probably laugh at us, and they don't understand how much blessing we have. Amen. Now, verse 11. Be glad in the Lord. Amen. Now, how many watch TV? Garbage. Glad. You know, garbage? Glad. You don't never break a hole or anything. Be glad. That's not what it's talking about. Talk about your heart. Be glad. Amen. And you and I, our heart right with God. You and I pray. Get our heart right so we can be glad in the Lord. Amen. And rejoice. Ye righteousness. And what? Amen. Huh? What? I can't hear you. I'm deaf. Shout! Amen. Shout! Amen. For joy. Yeah. Amen. I mean, glad Rejoice and shout for the joy. Why? Why are people so happy? It's because our heart, because all ye that are upright in heart. That means your heart right with God. That's why it's so important, invitation for revival. God speak to your heart. Don't stand there. Come. Amen. If the Lord did not convict your heart, come anyway. Amen. I want to be guided prayer. Amen. It'd be good, everyone, to come this morning, night, Monday night, Amen. Tuesday night, Amen. Wednesday night. If more people come and the Holy Spirit what? I want you to look in Book of Acts. Book of Acts. Book of Acts. Just pop in my mind. Book of Acts. I believe 31. Book of Acts, chapter 4, 31. Now, talking about the book of Acts, talking about the church. Church, okay? Church, all right? Book of Acts, chapter 31. When they, who they? Christian. Amen. You and me, you're one of they. More than one people. They have what? Prayer. Pray. If everybody come to the altar, godly prayer. Everyone, godly prayer. Everybody come and pray for the revival. Get our heart right with God. Our purpose for revival is not get people saved. No. Revival is get our heart right with God. Amen. Pray. And then he said, the place was shaking where they were assembling together. And they were all filled with the Holy Ghost. Amen. And they, who they? Christians, they speak the word of God with boldness. Amen. If you and I come to the altar and pray, this place was shaking. It means the Holy Spirit moved. Touch people's heart. Yeah. Move. Shake people. Amen. And the people gathered, assembling. They were all filled with the Holy Ghost. The Bible said all. The Bible said in verse 31 said, they were all filled with the Holy Ghost. Not one person, not two, all. Amen? Amen? Everyone have opportunity to be filled with the Holy Ghost. Yeah. All were filled with the Holy Ghost. And they will go out and preach the gospel Amen. Of Jesus Christ with boldness. Amen? Amen? I don't know about you. I got saved at the camp, in the altar. God called me to preach in the altar. God changed my life in the altar. Amen. I need revival. I come to the altar. Whatever Lord speak in my heart, I come. Hear my Lord. What do you want? Use me. Help me. Guide me. Amen. Teach me. Amen. I still have one more verse. I still have time. And that clock will be right here. I believe at 1 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians. I'm not sure if first or second. Give me patience. Lord, spoke my heart. Okay, here he is. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and verse 19. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 19. I don't know if I said it right. Crush not the spirit. Crush means like a fire burn out. Or, the way they try to explain it is simple for the deaf. I hope the hearing people understand. Trust of the Spirit. That's what it means. If God spoke in your heart in invitation and you refuse, but not the Spirit. So put the Spirit away. You're saved. You have Jesus Christ in your heart. Holy Spirit will guide you. Holy Spirit teach you. Holy Spirit comfort you, me. Why are you? No! Holy Spirit tender. God, Jesus, tough. But the Holy Spirit different. It's tender. It's sweeter. It's like a baby. How many of you like to have baby? You know, I got a baby girl last Friday. My son had a baby girl. Oh, I'm going to become grandpa. Amen. Grandpa. Oh, little man. How many pounds? 7 pounds. And we're out. 7.5. 7 pounds out. It's small. Oh. Okay, kid. You look at me. Oh. I'm your grandpa. I'm your grandpa. 10 years. 3. It's time with the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Praise Him.
Love the Holy Spirit. We need to pray for the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, help me. Teach me. Use me. Talk with the Holy Spirit. He's the one that help you, me.
Yes.
Grieve not the Holy Spirit. Don't hurt the Holy Spirit. It's your conviction. I met one man. I remember I was young. I had conviction and everything. Now, no more conviction. Why? You hurt the Holy Spirit. You grieve the Holy Spirit. You crush the Spirit. We need to confront him, get right, and apologize. again, again, till the Holy Spirit finally forgive, able to grow. Now, 9 fruit. 9 fruit. Fruit of what? Spirit. You finish saved, you have a Holy Spirit in your heart, you have 9 fruit. Different character. Grow. Your fruit grow. Your character grow. Love your Holy Spirit. You need to encourage the Holy Spirit to help you me our life. Amen. We're not perfect. That's why we have a Holy Spirit to help us. Amen? Yeah. Father, I just want to share the Word of God. And Father, I pray for revival. I pray the Holy Spirit move in the next service. Pick our heart this morning so people can come and get right with God. Thanks for the Holy Spirit to help us so we can move. Listen what the Holy Spirit wants us to do. We thank for your love. We thank for the Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Spirit, to help me and help them. In Jesus' name I pray.